Hello everyone, let's dive into how I enable the new Windows K2 features and changes expected to roll out with the July 2026 update for Windows 11. The next quality update for the operating system brings several new features such as point-in-time recovery, which is a feature that introduces a new way to recover the computer after a buggy system or driver update or another issue without spending a lot of time troubleshooting the problem. Windows Update also gets a new option to pause updates indefinitely using 35 days chunks, and Microsoft is making widgets a little quieter and less distracting with new default settings. The company is also introducing new features such as the screen tint, and there are also improvements for Magnifier, File Explorer, Bluetooth, and a lot more. But here's a little issue I ran into. After installing the latest preview, most of the features were missing, and that's actually because Microsoft rolls out new improvements gradually. So I ended up using the ViVeTool to force enable the features. And this is how I did it. As always, installing an update manually before it's officially available to everyone carries its own risks. So my recommendation is to wait until July 14th, which is when Microsoft is expected to begin the official rollout. So the first thing that I needed to do was to install the latest preview for the Windows 11 update. However, I needed to make sure that I had the computer enrolled in the Windows Insider program. Now, here's the thing. In the early days, the update with the new features is usually available through the release preview channel. And then at the end of the month, in this case at the end of June, Microsoft makes the update generally available as an optional install. And that's when I usually recommend installing the update. Since I didn't want to wait, I use a virtual machine, not my primary computer, since the update is not yet complete, and enroll the device in the release preview channel. And to do that, I went to the Settings app, and then from Windows Update, I went to the Windows Insider Program Settings, and it might take a while for this page to load fully. And from here, just enroll the device, linking my Microsoft account into the program. And then I just selected the release preview. After the computer restarted, I opened the Settings app one more time, and from Windows Update, I make sure to turn this feature on, and then I just click the Check for Updates button. Actually, I already have the update installed on the computer, and so right now the features should be enabled on the computer. One other thing that I always try to make sure to do is just to go to the Microsoft Store and make sure to check for updates, and that is because some components include updates that are downloaded from the Microsoft Store. That's not always the case, but it usually happens. Now, after updating the computer, because I couldn't find all the features and changes for the July 2026 update, I decided to use the ViVeTool, going to this GitHub page, and then I downloaded the latest version of the tool. Then I extracted the files. And one thing I like to do here is just to rename the folder to make it easier to access it from command prompt. And then I like to copy the folder, and then I usually like to paste it right here on the C just to make it easier to find to command prompt. So the next step, I opened the terminal. I right-clicked on it and selected the Run Center option. And then I know that it's in the root of C, so I opened the folder, and this is the actual code that enables the Windows K2 features and changes that Microsoft plans to roll out as part of the July 2026 update. Then I just pressed enter and I restarted the computer. As usual, thanks to Phantom of Earth, who usually is the one that finds these codes that we can use to preview features on Windows 11. So what are the features planned for this particular update? Well, I plan to do a different video about that, but the recap is that we're going to get the point-in-time restore, which is a new recovery feature that introduces a faster way to restore the system to a previous working state without spending a lot of time doing troubleshooting, and the features right here. Then on Windows Update, we're going to get the option to pause updates indefinitely, but using 35-day chunks. Microsoft is also planning to roll out new default settings for widgets to make it less distracting and quieter. For accessibility, we're going to see a new Screen Tint feature that is meant to improve reliability and giving users more precise control over visual scaling. Basically, the Screen Tint will apply a full color overlay to reduce eye strain, and you can also adjust intensity. The magnifier is also getting some new controls that allows you to enter the exact percentage values rather than just hitting the plus and minus buttons in order to adjust the zoom. There is also an update for the menu that allows you to choose the zoom levels with additional zoom increments up to 400%. And then we're going to see improvements in File Explorer, but no visual changes. Same for Bluetooth. We're going to see some broad set of refinements that are focused on audio stability, device compatibility, and connection behavior. Microsoft is also pushing some fixes for network virtualization. Now, starting with this release, Microsoft will default the installation of printers using the Internet Printing Protocol. Then we're also going to see some touchpad customization changes and many other fixes. And that is, of course, in addition to the security fixes and other bug fixes that are expected to become available on July 14th, 2026. And that's it. This is how I enable all the features coming in July 2026 on my computer. Let me know what you think about all these changes. Like the video, share it. Remember to leave your comments, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. And I just hope this video was informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.